Let's go, boys. Okay, so today I'm just going to talk about how to build wealth and how to start investing and personal finance for beginners because, I just want to teach younger guys and then people don't that are just starting self improvement about how to build wealth, get more money because it's such a key part of self improvement. It's like a little aspect of it, and every guy, that gets into it self improvement wants to get better finances because it's such an important part because it basically increases the standard of living for you, and yeah, you'll have more freedom because you won't be worried about money. So first off, why it's so important is because everything you do costs money. Everything you buy, everyone knows that, but literally think about everything you do. It's surrounding money. You go to a job to get more money. You're exchanging your time and your life for money. You're buying things that cost money. Yeah. And everything costs money. To go on holiday, to buy your girlfriend a new present or something like that, to treat people, retire your mother, retire your parents, buy a nice watch, buy a nice car. Everything costs money. So how do you build it? Well, I started off learning about this just from books. Again, I just 3 years ago, 4 years ago, just started investing, buying loads of books, because I just wanted to learn this skill of personal finance. And I was quite fortunate because I had people around me that would teach me, even when I was much younger, 19, 20, about how to invest my money, what account to set up, how to grow wealth. And, I was lucky in that regard. I didn't come up from a very rich family. I had grandparents that were pretty doing well, but I wasn't really taught by them how to build wealth. So I started off reading books. Over time, I got some old ones. I started off Intelligent Investor, Class 1. It's quite old. It's about stock averaging and all that stuff. It's the one that Warren Buffett said that changed his life. So yeah, it's a good one. Benjamin Graham, Intelligent Investor. But yeah, I just started to read more and more books. I read around 20 to 30 books on personal finance, and obviously learned the skills of how to manage money. But the most key important thing I learned was having a budget, because that's when you can figure out if you've got where you're spending all your money, where it's going. You can find out what things you're wasting money on, and it just shows how much potential money you have to invest each month, because that's the main thing. You need to automatically invest each month. Okay, so that's why I learned it. The number one book to read is called I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. Okay, I'll put a photo up because I don't actually have it right now with me. But I've read that completely changed my life. Honestly, the best book I've ever read in personal finance, and I highly recommend it. It's actually funny and really good to read. You feel smarter after reading it. It's the way he writes it is actually funny. I'm not even joking. It's jokes. So yeah. Also, Dave Ramsey, he's really good to watch. He's got a good few books. I'll put it in the description and pop up. But yeah, that it's just reading books is good, but then you have to practice it. So you get a budget, you write down your income, your expenditure, how much money you've got left over, and that allows you to see how much you can invest each month. Because the minimum starting point you need to start with is £100, and you can gradually build up to 300, 500, 700, 800, and £1,000. Okay, but yeah, the main concept is to start as young as possible. Okay, that's the most important thing. You need to start is maybe 18. I wish I started investing when I was 18, 19, because I wasted so much money on pointless things. But you just get your account, you set it up, and it's the sooner you start off, the better. Okay, and there's different things, but personally, I think the best one is, and what the Wolf of Wall Street recommends. Jordan Belfort, he says, and every guy like Warren Buffett, all of them say, if you're not an active investor, a passive investor should invest in the S&P 500. Okay, it's the top 500 companies in the US. Okay, and it's a little percentage of each of them in one lump thing, and you buy one share. I think one share is right now is £95. So you're getting a little piece of all of it. So it diversifies it, and it reduces your risk over time, which is obviously really beneficial. And it grows on average 10% a year. Or sometimes it goes less and sometimes it goes more. Sometimes it's 25% in the year, and sometimes it's 5%, or sometimes it loses money. You lose money. But yeah, that's where to start off. I'll leave a link to it. It's basically you start off with my recommendation is a Vanguard account. Vanguard S&P 500 ETF accumulation fund, okay? And that's where to start off. That's the best one because I've been doing it for 3 years and it's just good. If you've got a lump sum of cash in the bank, you need to invest a little bit amount of money. And this isn't advice, this is just information. But this is what, yeah, the best fund is to invest in as a young person because it's automatic, you don't have to track it, and it will grow over time. The best way to look at it is in 10 years' time, it's like a snowball, right? You've got a tiny little speck, okay, at the top of the mountain. And over your lifetime, over 30, 40 years, it starts to fall down the hill, okay? It's a snowball and it grows and grows and grows and stuff adds on and it gets thicker and bigger and bigger. And sooner or later, it's powering through down the hill and it's compounding exponentially. Your interest is making more interest and it's gaining more and more momentum. And then by the time you're 40, so for instance, if you invest £100 a month in this fund for 40 years, automatically, even £100 a month, you will retire with £1,000,000. And that's like almost a guarantee. It's 10% on average. Each year it goes up. And that's like a thing that people have done like anyone can do that. Let's be honest, £100 a month. If you're working a full-time job, you can invest £100 a month. You just need to cut out some stupid subscriptions, stop wasting money, don't go out and buy stupid shite. Also, it's about, the main thing is you need to delay gratification. You need to be able to, it's like the gym. It's just like with any aspect of life. If you get better in this one area, you can use that skill and the character traits in that part and you can invest it and use it in another part of your life. That's why it's so good because for me, I've taken the delaying gratification of my diet of in the gym and bodybuilding and I've flipped it over into money and finances. And that is such a key part, okay? Think about how you'd feel when you see your portfolio growing each month and the account is you're investing in. It says, oh, now you've gained £1,000, £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, £10,000 passively. You've not touched it. That's why it's so beneficial. You know, you should focus on your income, growing your money, getting more money, focus on your job, but you need to focus on shoving more money into the fund every single month, automatically set it up, a direct debit to your bank, and yeah, just start off with £100. Honestly, that's why I fully recommend because I don't want to say how much I've got, but let's just say if little old Jake, when he was 19 or 20, could see the cash I've got in that fund right now, he would be fucking like, oh my days. Like, that is crazy, man. And it's all just through discipline, consistency, and sacrifice. Like, man, there's been times where 6 months I've worn the same shoe. And I know that sounds like fucking, oh, right, okay, but it was the only pair of shoe I had. It's the only shoe. I wore it to work, I wore it to the gym, yeah, but I sacrificed. And because I didn't go out and buy 10 new pairs of fucking shoes, because who cares, mate? They're going to be gone. And I know the thing, you shouldn't completely delay, but you'll get to a point where your fund is so much bigger than it was, okay? You'll be sitting in tens of thousands. When you've got a couple of grand in the bank, you're like, oh, now I can go buy 5 or 6 new t-shirts because now I've got fucking like 70, 80, 100K invested, okay? And it honestly, it starts off, you can get quite lucky if you've got a lump sum already in your savings, just shove it all in because in 10 years time, 5 to 10 years time, it'll grow massively, okay? So yeah, that's my recommendation. Tips to start today. Get reading books, personal finance books, the ones I recommended. Get your hands on them. It's just, yeah, get a budget and by tracking what you spend, your income and expenditure, write it down in your notes or on a notepad. And then, yeah, and then start investing and set up a Vanguard account. And yeah, I'll leave them in the description. But do those 3 things today if you want to build some wealth, you know, because when you're 35, 40, you'll look back and you'll thank yourself because I fucking know I will. So yeah, let's go, boys. Let's lock in. Let's fucking get some cash.